We heard from Jaylon Johnson, Tremaine Edmunds, Caleb Williams, and Darnell Wright today at Hallis Hall as they all gave thoughts about being back in the building and including being around their head coach in a real capacity for the first time. So, coming up, we'll get some early thoughts, my reaction to some of the stuff these guys said about Ben Johnson. My name is Harrison Graham. This is Chicago Bears Now. Do want to hit a little news, though, first, as the Bears tweeted out the news that they have signed cornerback Nahshon Wright to a one-year contract. He was actually cut by the Minnesota Vikings yesterday. They added him today. If you're unfamiliar of who Nahshon Wright is, totally understandable. Hasn't done much in the NFL, so you probably haven't heard of him. Played his college ball at Oregon State. Actually, fun fact before that, he was on Last Chance U. It was the season after Coach JB. I think it was a California school. I actually didn't watch that season, but he was there. Then he and his brother went to Oregon State. Ended up being a Cowboys third-round pick in 2021. Stayed in Dallas through 2023. Went to the Vikings last year. Spent last season in the early part of this offseason with Minnesota. And now he is with the Chicago Bears. My main just 10, 20-second analysis of Nahshon Wright as a player. He's a long corner who's not fluid enough to be a starter in the NFL or even like a quality backup. That's kind of what we've seen when we have seen him play both in the preseason and in the regular season. And I think his RAS score kind of outlined what he is, right? He's long, he's tall, 6'4", almost 33-inch arms. Dan Quinn was influential in that pick at the time. I think he was swinging for a Richard Sherman prototype there. His long speed is decent, sub 4.5, but look at all the red here. The quickness traits are just brutal. And you got to have that fluidity and quickness to play corner in the NFL, and he's just not fluid enough. Like, he gets torched on double moves. He's not twitchy. So, he's kind of been limited to being a special teamer for the most part. I always kind of wondered if he could play safety because he does have decent ball skills, and at 6'4", maybe he's got the size to do that, but I'm not sure a team has really flirted with that before. You look at his career numbers, does have one interception a couple of years ago, 5 pass breakups. Like I said, the ball skills are actually decent. He displayed that at Oregon State, but the speed and the athleticism of these receivers he faces in the NFL, he just can't hold up. And, so in conclusion, offseason body, you got a 90-man roster. There is a connection. Al Harris was his DB coach in Dallas, so I'm sure he was influential in this signing, which is almost certainly a one-year vet minimum non-guaranteed deal. And look, hop into the cornerback room, compete for CB5, CB6. They added Shaun Wade recently. Maybe it comes down to those two for a roster spot. You never know. But in terms of real on-the-field impact for 2025, there's nothing to really dive into here. I'd frankly be surprised if he made the team. And if he does, he's a special teamer at best, probably your last corner that makes the roster. All right, this is why you subscribe, though, because regardless of the size of news, if it's a blockbuster trade, we're going live breaking it down. If it's the signing of Nahshon Wright or Miles Boykin or Shaun Wade, we're hitting you guys with a video at bare minimum. I put a YouTube short out on this news a little bit earlier as well. Turn on the notifications after you subscribe and keep us locked in. Okay, let's talk about the bulk of this video, the headline of this video, the real deal. Ben Johnson. That is a phrase that Tremaine Edmunds used when describing his new head coach as he came away impressed from Johnson's first speech to the team. Here's what Tremaine had to say about Ben Johnson. He said, "You could feel the energy. This guy doesn't just want to win. We want to win by a lot. We want to dominate. I think that's important." It talks about his mentality and his mindset. We want our opponents to feel that. Being a first-time head coach and being able to address the room, that's important because you feel that as players. He stepped up there with confidence. Guys were all ears. You know what I mean? You feel that as players. I felt that. I'm like, okay, this guy's the real deal. And I talked about this yesterday morning on our Monday morning episode here on Chicago Bears Now, is that you only get one shot at a first impression, especially in that group setting where everyone's looking at you. You're leading the troops, right? Like, hey, I'm your new head coach. This is what we expect. If you kind of butcher that, it doesn't mean you can't recover from it, but that's always going to kind of linger. I remember listening to Lance Briggs on, I believe, CHGO about a year ago, or it might have been during, around when Matt Eberflus was fired. And they asked him, or it got brought up somehow about when Mark Trestman got the job, and it was toward the end of Briggs' career. And he said, I knew after the first time he talked to the team, it wasn't going to work. Like the players, especially these guys who have been around, Tremaine Edmunds, 6-7 year vet at this point, like they kind of know what a good leader looks like and what a bad leader looks like, especially Tremaine, like Sean McDermott, good leader he played under. Matt Eberflus, probably not so much. So that fired me up. Like, hey, this young offensive guy who in this whole process was like, oh, he's a nerd out guy, but can he command the room? Can he lead? Well, a 7-year vet at linebacker who's a defensive guy, he seems to think so. He came away impressed. So that fired me up. That gave me some confidence that in addition to the X's and O's, Ben Johnson can be the leader that this team needs. So I certainly was excited to hear that from Tremaine Edmunds. We'll hear some comments from Caleb Williams here in just a second as well. But first, I want to tell you guys about today's sponsor, Turtle Beach, the #1 gaming headsets and accessories. Remember the feeling of booting up your favorite game for the first time? Do you remember that? The late night sessions, the epic wins, the sound of the lobby filling up with friends. I know myself, sometimes playing Fortnite till the sun came up. There's nothing like it. Gaming wasn't something you did. It was an experience. It was a lifestyle, and the right headset made all of the difference. I wish I had the Turtle Beach Gen 3 Stealth 700 headset during those times, but I got it now. It's like stepping into the golden age of gaming all over again, only this time the audio is richer. The surround sound is more immersive. The battery lasts an insane 80 hours. No more crackly mics, no more missed callouts, just pure uninterrupted gaming. Exactly the way you remember it, but better. And even better than that, while being connected to your console, the Stealth 700 can connect with your phone for music streaming or taking calls all at the same time. Listen to your favorite songs while gaming with the Stealth 700. Head over to turtlebeach.com/chat. Use promo code chat to get 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off at turtlebeach.com/chat with promo code chat. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them we sent you. Bears Now by Chat Sports. Get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. That link and promo code are in the comments and description of this video. Get 10% off with promo code chat. Okay, not wasting any time. Caleb Williams told reporters today that Ben Johnson has already challenged him and the other quarterbacks. Here specifically is what he had to say. Quote, we had our first quiz in the QB room. We went over a few things yesterday, and Ben walked in this morning, and we got to work with him, testing us about what we talked about yesterday. Already, first day in, testing us. Everybody loves a challenge in this sport. It's one of the great things about football. Caleb, in a different answer later on, when asked about the excitement year two, does it feel like things can be different? He said, look, it's exciting. And this kind of became a theme of the day. We have to put the work in, was something he said. Like, we've got the talent. We feel like we've got the coaching staff, but you got to put in the work. You're not just going to snap your fingers and go from being a 5-win team to a 12-win team. Improvement starts now, April through training camp, because once the games are here, the practices during the week, it's more so just game planning at that point for your opponent. There's not a lot of time to actually improve during the week at practice throughout the season, because the practices at that point are just kind of watered down because guys are beat up and so on and so forth. So Caleb knows that, yes, the fans are excited. And yes, you guys should be cautiously optimistic, but it's about the work. It's about the next 6 months and getting ready for the season, because this is the time for this group to come together, buy into what the coaches are selling, holding each other accountable, and, dive into these playbooks and really, really get the ball rolling here. So us as outsiders, hey, you fan how you want to fan. You want to be excited, think this team's going to the Super Bowl? Great. You want to be pessimistic and think this team's winning 4 games? That's your prerogative. I understand being cautious because we've had optimism before, but I do think these players are in a good headspace in terms of what they need to do to get to where they want to go, because, talk is kind of cheap at this point. It's about going out there and doing it. Will the Bears make the playoffs this year? Like, let's just make the playoffs, right? Like, Nick Wright last year, they're going to the Super Bowl. Can we make the playoffs? Like, let's get to a playoff game. Y for yes, and for no. They certainly can. Will they? That remains to be seen. And I think Jaylon Johnson really hammered this home today, just kind of with the he didn't use this phrase, but I'll use it. Just no more talk, right? No more talk, no more outside noise. He said, I thought this quote really hammered home. Quote, hype don't win you no games. If it's not about winning, I don't care about it. And he kind of started saying this last year when they went across this losing streak. It's like, dude, every year the hype around us is out of control. And sometimes we even start the year good, but then I think he even used the phrase "we shit the bed," which is exactly what they did last year. They were 4-2. They were a play away from 5-2, and then, for his words, they shit the bed. They lost 10 games in a row and completely collapsed. It's about going out there and fucking doing it at this point. Like, that's the point he's making. Like, yeah, he's not telling the fans what to say, but he's saying them as a team, as a players, as coaches, like, you can't feed into that. It's about, like Caleb said, putting in the work, the day to day, the process. The process is huge. There's no cheating and there's no shortcuts to becoming a good team. I think these guys are in a good headspace. I think they understand that. I think that's been really emphasized from Ben Johnson and the staff over the first couple of days of, we got to hit the ground with the right mentality, with the right energy, with the right attitude. So, again, we'll see. It's early April. We have a long way to go until they strap up and play their first game. And look, I guess what I'll just say, and look, we're always going to cover the offseason and be excited when they make a big move like adding Joe Tooney or Grady Jarrett. But no more offseason trophies. Like back to back to back offseason champs. It's awesome, but like let's win some football games. Let's put the work in and become a good football team. Cronin had this as well, just in terms of some on the field stuff with Jaylon. She's kind of just paraphrasing what he said. Jaylon Johnson expressed excitement about playing more man coverage and Dennis Allen's defense. Quote, number one on number one. That's what I train for. Dogs eat up front, and we'll cover on the back end. Playing man coverage is what I feel like I'm the best at. And obviously, he became a good zone corner, too, under Matt Eberflus. So, he's a pretty versatile player. But when he was coming out of Utah, like he profiled as a press man guy. And who definitely profiled as that is Tyreek Stevenson. Like, I think Tyreek Stevenson, with his dog mentality, wanting to be physical, and kind of check receivers at the line, I think giving him the opportunity to press man will give him a chance to show who he can really be as a player in this league. Because I've always thought like his style as a corner is aggressive, and Jalen's the same way. So I think this defense could benefit both. Obviously, when you play a lot of man and play some pressure, you're going to get beat some, but you're also going to kind of set that tone against opponents. And also, Jaylon mentioned that he plans, it sounds like he's going to get to travel and cover opposing number ones, which in the prior scheme, they didn't really do that much. So that's certainly exciting as well. All right, there you go. That is the latest from Hallis Hall. A lot of excitement, but putting their heads down, going to work as this process, this journey is really just getting started with the offseason program underway. My name is Harrison Graham. We got more coverage tomorrow. We'll react to Mel Kiper's 2-round mock draft. A couple of interesting picks in there for the Bears, so be on the lookout for that. My name is Harrison Graham. Bear down.